Hey, what's up, Superdads? I'm here today with what will be a quick message. Allow me, though, first to acknowledge that the door behind me is open and there's a giant mess and a floating bear head back there. And the reason that the door is not closed is because my kids made a fort. And apologies, but well, actually, I'm not going to apologize for this. I believe it's more important to respect their effort in building that fort than it is to take into consideration whatever your sensibilities may be about the background of a YouTuber's video. So having said that, I'm going to talk to you today about lifting weights and why you should stop doing that. Or at least you should stop using that phrase. I've seen this sort of float up from a few other people recently. It's something that became aware of quite a long time ago. I have not used the phrase lifting weights with any of my coaching clients or when people ask me about my own training or anything like that. I haven't used that phrase in years at this point, and I'm going to try to convince you to stop using it as well. Why would you want to stop using this phrase? Well, when you lift weights, right, the purpose isn't to lift the weight unless you are participating in something like powerlifting competition or Olympic lifting or something like that, in which case lifting the weight is the event that you're participating in, and that's how you win or place in it. For everyone else, for even if you're training for those sorts of things, the actual goal is something different. It's something like building strength, building capacity, building muscle, something like that, right? And by using the phrase lifting weights, you are subconsciously programming yourself towards a certain kind of action. You are prioritizing getting the weights to move up, up and down, but also mostly up, right? Because it's lifting weights, it's not lowering weights. And this can lead to all sorts of issues like breakdowns in techniques, focusing on the wrong thing. If I say I'm going to go lift weights and then I only do like a couple sets of lifting weights, maybe it doesn't feel like I have satisfied the conditions that I set up when I described the activity that I was going to participate in. So you tend to hear people who engage in much higher volume, or as we like to say, lower efficiency style lifting. They'll talk about lifting weights. I think you should stop doing it. And I'm going to give you two options. One would be muscle training, because that's really what you're trying to do. You're trying to train the muscles. The weights are just a convenient implement that's used to put stress, provide resistance for the muscles to work against. Now, why is this a better phrase? And coincidentally, in Japanese, they don't say lifting weights. It's kinniku training, or kintore for short, which basically means muscle training. So they're a bit wiser than us English speakers. So this will lead to better technique. Just by changing the language, the subconscious sort of implications of that language, it will lead to better technique because you'll be focused on something different. If you doubt the effectiveness of language, well, it's probably because you've never actually put much consideration into choosing the words that you use. Being a coach, like I have been for the past few years, and teaching leadership and communication and my specialties academically and professionally, I am acutely aware of how powerful the words we choose are. And that is one reason why I'm meticulous in the words that I pick. Not 100% of the time, but I strive to be meticulous with my word choice. It does affect your actual behavior in the world because it affects your thought patterns, and your thought patterns produce behaviors. Okay, so muscle training would be a better option. As I said, it produces better technique. And another thing that it opens up is more creative options. So if you're lifting weights, well, then you need weights to perform that activity. But if you're muscle training, all you need is some form of resistance against which to train your muscles, whether it be a pull-up bar, whether it be push-ups, whether it be isometric work. You can do muscle training with nothing but a chair or a wall. I've put out previously videos on a separate channel that provided entire full body workouts using a wall and isometric training, or a chair and isometric training. So it does open up a whole new vista of possible training options when you stop thinking about it as strictly lifting weights. A better option, even than muscle training, in my opinion, is resistance training. And the reason this is my preferred, my go-to phrase when talking about this form of exercise is because it maintains the better technique element. It certainly maintains the creative options element that I just spoke of, but it also provides us with the opportunity to see the broader applications of resistance training, how the lessons we learned there and the behaviors that we embody when we're resistance training can carry over into other facets of our lives. If you're doing resistance training, you are literally training to deal with resistance. And resistance is not only found in the gym, as I'm sure you're all aware. Resistance, life is replete with existence. Wherever you go, you will encounter resistance. And so training to deal with resistance is one of the best things that we can do. And if you go into your workouts thinking that, like, I'm going in here to willfully, consciously, intentionally engage with resistance, challenge myself with that resistance, even fail in overcoming that resistance so that I can become stronger. These are the kind of thought patterns that will serve you well in every facet of your life. Okay? So that's basically my case. I hope I never hear anyone else talk about lifting weights. I hope that this is the start of a renaissance, a linguistic renaissance among gym bros. We'll see. I don't know how far my influence spreads. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in programs that are really not, they're super high efficiency, don't require much, if any, equipment. They can be done in your living room, and they'll help heal joint injuries while building muscle and strength. You can check those out below. There's a Facebook group as well. Also, thank you to everyone who comments. There's a few people who comment on basically every video, and I really, really do appreciate it. That means a lot to me. The likes, anything like that, shares, and subscriptions, of course, as well. Okay. Thanks so much. Take it easy, everyone.